Prime Minister on the 21st of October. This was informed by a senior committee member. The vote date was proposed by the Liberal Democratic Party, now led by Sanae Takaichi, but it has faced pushback from opposition parties, citing ongoing coalition talks. The LDP is currently engaged in talks with the right-leaning Japan Innovation Party, hoping to secure a majority and expand its coalition. This move could see Takaichi become Japan's first female prime minister. Now, several diplomatic events await the new premier, including regional summits in Malaysia and South Korea, as well as a visit from US President Donald Trump later this month. With us on the broadcast is Dr. Tomohiko Taniguchi, former advisor to late Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, is joining us from Tokyo. Thank you so much for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World once again. I wanted to understand from you at the outset, what challenges might Sanae Takaichi face in securing a majority, especially amidst the ongoing coalition talks? Could they be successful?
It appears that the two parties that have been engaged in discussion have reached a point of agreement, more or less. This more or less part still is very much crucial because it is the coalition partner, Innovation Party, that's been demanding a lot, actually, too much, I would say, to the LDP, the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan. So there has been an intensive discussion between the two party leaders, including Sanae Takaichi, and no one is for sure what they have agreed on, but judging from the press conferences that the head of the Innovation Party gave just a moment ago, tells us that they are just about to reach the conclusion of coalition forming.
Indeed, sir, and I also wanted to understand from you, how could then the opposition's pushback against the October 21 vote date affect the process at large, and what is exactly the public perception on the ground?
I think it is mixed because about 40–50% polled come out and say that they are behind Sanae Takaichi. The rest is undecided, so it's always the same. When it comes to the opposition parties, they are fragmented. This word, fragmented, has been the one that you've been hearing a lot of times, but again, I have to use this, fragmented, so much that there will be no consensus to be forged among those opposition parties. So they are just missing the opportunity. When formed, the grand coalition might have outnumbered LDP and its new coalition partner. But chances are the LDP and its new coalition partner, Innovation Party, will prevail in coming days, and eventually on the 21st, as you say, on October, to finally, eventually select Sanae Takaichi as the nation's premier.
Indeed, you've said that it's very likely that the LDP and the Innovation Party coalition could prevail. If that does come to fruition, I wanted to understand from you, Takaichi would be scripting history, and what sort of significance would it then hold for Japan politically and socially if Takaichi becomes the country's first female prime minister?
Symbolically, I think it is very much important, but it is not an isolated symbol. A number of board members, if you look across the board, a number of female board members of Japanese companies, major companies, has been constantly on the rise. The number of female officers and soldiers and sailors and airmen, airwomen in the military sector has also been on the rise. The female participation rate in the labor market has outnumbered that in the United States for some time. So those being the case, Takaichi becoming Japanese prime minister has been less of a surprise. certainly it's been long overdue.
And I wanted to understand as well, in your assessment, what sort of implications could an expanded coalition with the Innovation Party have, especially on policy direction and legislative priorities? We both know that these are right-leaning parties, but could there be some sort of sticking points that emerge down the line?
Ironically, the combined sum of those two parties is a little shy of making a simple majority in the lower house. So the next big challenge for Ms. Takaichi is to see the opportune time and dissolve Japanese parliament, lower house, and call for general elections. Judging from the surge in popularity that one can see about Takaichi, uh, if she wishes to do that, probably she will have to do it quickly rather than taking time.
Indeed, I want to ask you then, could the push for a quick vote then suggest a strategic advantage for the LDP? Or critics say that it risks destabilizing coalition negotiations. Which side do you concur with?
I was not sure. Say it again. The incoming president of the United States. That's
No.
what you.
It's regarding Japan itself. This vote is being pushed for the 21st itself. It's the 17th today. And could a push for this vote suggest that the LDP is looking at a strategic advantage, or critics say that it risks destabilizing coalition negotiations? Who do you concur with?
It's really hard to say, but Takaichi's resolve has appeared to be stronger still if compared to what she looked like 5, 6 days ago. So the next couple of days will be spent between the two party leaders to really cement the agreement and to really see what would be the priority and what would not be the priority. So I don't think this is going to make Takaichi's position vulnerable, simply because, may I repeat, that the opposition is fragmented and there will be absolutely no room at the moment for 4 or 5 different opposition parties to reach an agreement on the shared platform for their government. So I would say the next couple of days will have very little strategic damage to Sanae Takaichi.
Speaking of the next couple of days, what we're also about to witness at the end of this month are summits in Malaysia, South Korea as well. We're also expecting a visit by US President Donald Trump to Japan. And you've said that the opposition is fragmented despite their differences. They are pushing to delay this particular vote. What sort of implications would have, considering these very crucial international events are on the anvil?
I think it's nearly impossible for the Japanese government not to attend those meetings or to try to push back some of those calendar schedule. So that has given a sense of impetus, a sense of urgency for the part of Sanae Takaichi. And if Sanae Takaichi has become prime minister by the time, seen from the opposite angle, those would be among the best opportunities for the international community to witness what kind of person Takaichi will be like, is like. Did I answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. And one last question from you, sir. Of course, keeping in context Japan's larger geopolitical interests as well, what sort of priorities would the new premier have to face in managing Japan's relations? What sort of challenges are you also expecting Takaichi to, in fact, face, especially when we're seeing an increasingly aggressive China?
The previous coalition partner, called Komeito, the quasi-Buddhist party, has been extremely proud of their track record of being a bridge builder between China and Japan. So, seen from the Chinese perspective, the Komeito, the previous coalition partner, has been a conduit, if you like, for them to send their messages, Chinese messages, to the Japanese political field. Uh, cut that connection now being cut. I think the LDP, Sanae Takaichi led LDP, is going to be able to show might more directly to the Chinese side. But that might and power must be sustained, obviously, by Japanese economic rebuilding. So it's a circular argument, if you like. The Japanese government must do a lot to lift its economy, and only by lifting its economy, they could then talk about beefing up their defense buildup.
All right, so with that, I would like to thank you for taking out time and speaking to us on